I don't like how bassy that sounds.
You guys are ready.
Liquid molecule go through your lips.
Whoa.
Don't.
Yeah.
ASMR up in this bitch.
Bubble it.
I like it.
Swallow it.
Have you ever checked those ASMR streams?
Yes.
No, I don't know.
Yes,
Bro, it's just chicks blowing microphones.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
The girls are. She was just fucking.
They're literally blowing microphones, and some of their microphones are in the shape of actual human ears.
Yeah. So then they lick ears.
Mm-hmm. They lick ears, bite them, or like as we
That
said,
doesn't
just-
sound
just-
very
just put 'em-
sanitary.
It's not.
I don't know how they're allowed to get away with it at Twitch.
Have you,
Yeah,
I mean, Twitch
it's
picks
weird.
and chooses when it wants to ban someone.
It
Most
does.
of the time, it doesn't.
Yeah, just like,
Mm-hmm.
people for saying cracker, just not like,
Simp.
retard or,
Yeah.
or anything like
Yeah,
that.
that's too less.
Nothing, crazy like that.
No, but you can show your whole ass. It's fine.
Just cool. Anyway, listen,
Send me your whole ass.
absolutely.
You don't want that.
I think we just got Jared Leto's whole ass. All right, that's what we got.
You know, Jared Leto doesn't deserve this.
No, he doesn't. But
He
what,
did this
what
to
else?
himself.
That's what else can we say?
He just said, "I got hired. Cool, I'll do the job," and he did a good job.
Listen, man, he pushed this, and the end result is what we were about to talk about today.
Yes, sir.
This is a thirst quencher. This is another thirst quencher where we're going to talk about
Aptly
Sony.
titled too.
The best
thirsty.
movie of the
Yes,
year.
absolutely.
The movie that will get many people slapped in the Oscars next year.
Absolutely.
A brand new
Morbius.
Marvel legend born.
A brand new genre. Of
Pretty
Marvel.
much like a genre so new that one could say it is old. Time itself.
Welcome to another thirst quencher. Like my brother just said, this is Just Uno, and we are here to talk about Morbius. Introduce yourselves and tell me a Morbius fact.
Yes,
This is what we're
I
gonna
love
do.
it. I
We're
love
gonna
it.
do a Morbius fact because we are comic nerds.
Wait.
This
Are
is
we
a
doing
comic movie.
Are we doing moving facts or the actual?
It
Like you
Whatever
can
works.
wherever
Whatever
Morbius
works,
fact you
baby.
know.
Listen, they're all ridiculous, so it doesn't
Yeah.
fucking matter.
Okay, Morbius fact. My name is King, and apparently Morbius's color is magenta. That's the color of Morbius.
All right, this is Stooge Prime coming at you with the Morbius fact. Vampire bats only feed on human blood. That is a Morbius fact.
It's
This
true.
is Art of Sumo, and apparently there are no nurses in this version of New York.
All right, so I got to get this off my chest right now because if I don't ask for it now, I'll forget it. What
here
the
we go.
fuck was that machine that he had in front of the cave in the beginning of this movie?
Oh, we're
I-
gonna talk about
What
this.
was
Hold on. First of all, we are reviewing Morbius, and we're gonna give
I
you a
need to
quick.
know.
We're gonna give you just a quick thought. Our thoughts,
Yeah.
non-spoiler for anybody that wants to go see this movie. I don't know why you would. Spoiler alert: it's not very good. So, and then after that, we're gonna go full spoiler territory. So, to save you money
In time.
and time, we will go through the entire movie chronologically and tell you why this is the best Marvel movie.
And for
That's ever
those
been
people,
made.
and for you who like the movie, I understand that you like the movie because Venom. Venom has that 86% viewer score.
No, listen.
So this is for y'all. Y'all will love this.
Yeah, this is for my mom and my dad. They
Yeah,
would love
listen,
this.
listen. If you're either going to hate this movie or you're going to love this movie, I love this movie. Not for the reasons that I thought I would.
Yep. Oh,
But I love this movie.
You know you love this movie for the exact reasons. You walked into that theater.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's premise for anybody that doesn't know. Morbius is a doctor.
He's a
vampire.
Michael Morbius. Michael Morbius is a man that experimented and fucked around and found out, became a vampire.
The living vampire.
Yeah.
through
Right. Yeah, right.
through perilous, tested, and researched scientific facts about vampire bats.
And
Clearly.
and the movie devolves into a
Evolves.
Instantly.
instantly devolves into a chaotic mess of terrible editing,
Espionage.
breakneck speed, espionage. I forgot.
I mean-
this was a horror thriller, noir of the ages.
This was a really robust 2002 experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really was. It's a special place in all of our hearts.
It was ahead of
Man.
its 2002 time.
Let's give it like 2006, 2000.
Okay, all right.
Let's push it a little bit forward. Like it didn't make some of the mistakes that they did in
Okay,
2000,
yeah,
but
yeah.
here we are.
But still, it made the ultimate mistakes. But yes,
Of existing.
It is that one too. This is a unique 2006, 2005 experience.
It just feels like the whole film is borderline parody, but they're playing it completely straight.
Yeah.
Like this movie is you're supposed to take everything in this movie seriously.
Yeah.
Without any sort of tongue-in-cheek jokes and everything. But they're serious. They wrote
Man,
everything
they are
is
trying.
purposeful.
They try to build up tension every once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
but this movie is moving so fucking fast that you don't even get to know anybody's name. I didn't remember anybody other than two people's names.
Yeah.
I thought they kept calling the lady the wrong name the entire movie.
What
I
was
don't
her
remember
name?
her name.
Martine.
Martine.
But with an E at the end. So it's not like I feel like this character was supposed to be a male, and then they're like, we have one female in the entire cast, and that is and we need another one.
Right.
So just add an E at the end of Martine, and now she is Martinez. She's Latinx.
Yeah,
All right.
perfect.
Hey, don't.
I know I was gonna say
This
like
guy, come on, he knows.
Don't.
He knows.
he knows what he did.
Don't give it
No,
to
give it to
him.
them.
I'm not
Don't
giving
give
the
it to
power.
him. Don't give it to him.
Listen, just like Morbius, who rose back from the dead. I complain about movies being fucking really long nowadays, and now I see why.
Yeah, I mean, this one, like positives right out of the gate for me. I feel like this is something that obviously, as we mentioned, our parents can enjoy this, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, like they get a fucking kick out of this.
Like I actually I was talking to my mom before we went to see it, and then she was like, "Oh man, you gonna go see Morbius? I want to see that. The trailers look so good." Like, no, they're not. This is all for content. I don't
the trailers showed me the
Every-
beautiful masterpiece that I knew this movie would be, and when I saw it, it delivered in just about every way, and overly so. You guys know that I love the Fast and Furious, and so I'm used to this.
a piece of the
thing.
Fast and Furious was in this film.
I mean, yeah, it was, and he was up there doing his part, not smiling. This was his serious role time. Like, what did you guys like about this film?
So I really like the look of Morbius when he was in vampire form.
Yeah, they nailed that.
I thought they nailed it when he evolved to his final costume to match like comic.
His Kazuya outfit.
Yeah. When it was all said and done, I really liked him as what he looked like.
That fit was clean.
Yeah, that fit
was fucking
That fit
clean,
was clean.
bro. I
and he
was
opened
so
up and had
jealous.
that magenta
Yeah.
lining. I was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh,
Some of the-
shit, boy!"
I really also like some of the shots, like especially like the waterfall, like when they that fly over. But that's
Yeah.
about it.
Like I, honestly, like I'm on the complete opposite. Everything about Morbius was mid. Like there was no. It felt like there was no thought into it. His scary face felt like one of those old like
My friend,
YouTube.
Habibi. This person is named Michael Morbius. Everything about him is mid.
I know it goes with the name. Look, it's just like that scary face just felt like one of those like YouTube scary videos. Remember like the like when it like they would be a clone of you in the mirror and everything. It would show a scary face. It felt like that, and they kept doing it over and over again. It doesn't look good. The effect does not look good at all.
If I were using my layman eyes, I could see how someone could be taken in by the nice wide shots, the pretty, landscapes or whatever. The movie was literally by the beats. Everything happened in a nice little fast breakneck speed. Shit just didn't make sense.
I'll be the guy. You said things that we liked. Cool.
Okay.
I liked the little ink effects. I loved it.
Yeah,
I love the way the
shadow.
sonar looked.
Yeah.
I love even though it was weird when he felt the slipstream. I liked the effects. I liked all of their special effects really.
Yeah, their special effects were cool. I like how they did the little shit on his ears.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
the fucking
That's
bad
what
ears.
was
great.
I have
the-
wiggly wag ears.
They spent a lot of money on that bat radar shit, which looked cool.
Yeah,
What was the point of it? I don't know, but it looked cool.
If they had a job of bringing Morbius to the silver screen the best they possibly could, I think they succeeded.
yeah, I agree.
Fair enough.
Which is what makes me sad.
Yeah.
Because it just lets you know Spider-Man villains, except for maybe two, are not.
meant to have their
Cool.
own film.
No,
Yeah,
yes they are. There's more than
No,
two.
okay.
There's more than two cool
I would
ones.
say they're not. It's not the fact that they're not.
But they
cool.
can't hold
They
themselves.
can't hold their own films. They can't.
Yeah.
Electro got fucked. He can hold his own.
Electro can hold his own film.
Yes.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
I
yes,
mean,
he
well,
can.
listen. Don't get me wrong. In this day and age, if this movie can be made, I can see where Clarence is getting at. If this
Electro
movie
as a character in the Spider-Man verse,
and not only
he came from strong roots.
exactly, and if not for nothing, it's motherfucking Jamie Foxx. He can carry a movie on his own. It's but.
Fair.
It's the direction they chose to go with Electro, being this. I didn't see the movie, but what was it like? This out of touch, unlikable janitor guy who just wanted.
Oh
a
no,
friend?
he was really
nerd.
he was no man. This have you guys ever seen what's that movie where the mentally challenged fella
on the cello.
No, not that one. The one with the
Unofficial?
mice, the one with where he has to kill him
Willard?
at the end because
Willard?
no, this is a book. He
Flowers for Algernon.
there you go. He's like that character, but like he's not
What?
mentally
No,
challenged.
I just like we went through the entire list of just fucking fourth grade
No, he
required
said,
reading.
He said, "Let him finish." I was like, "What are you talking about? Guy with flowers and a rat?" Oh,
Because his character in there is like like Spider-Man could have
Yeah.
done anything, and he was like, "Oh, you're my friend. Oh, I love you." It's crazy. But the point is that Jamie Foxx can carry a movie, and if he can get a movie, he can get a movie. I see
mean-
what he's saying, but I see what you're saying too, because they can't hold movies on their own.
Yeah, most of them can't.
Like we all read that comic, right? I mean, shit, we're gonna save this stuff for spoiler stuff.
I said, just
right?
we go
Yeah,
away, but like
yeah.
just
Like-
Electro. When the character came out, the character was something. He meant something. Nowadays, he doesn't. But they can bring that back.
This isn't an Electro podcast.
It's not an
This is
Electro.
true.
It's not an Electro.
Okay,
show.
I'll-
Morbius was. They did a good job of bringing that guy to the silver screen.
Just him.
Visually, the visuals.
Yeah.
Okay.
will-
What else did we like?
I will agree with you. I did beyond what I don't like about
Yeah,
it.
give it to us.
I'll get to the don't like or spoilers, whatever. But I do like the little stream. I just wish they mattered for no. I just had a purpose, but I did like the whole trailing and stuff like that.
Like,
It
I like
was-
how he's just digging
I
so deep.
He
to
looked like
find
he
something.
looked like
Yeah.
Anti-Sora.
Hard.
He looked like
It's
Anti-Sora.
hard.
You don't like that Kingdom Hearts? Come on, man.
Yeah, it makes sense for
Aren't you tired of getting
Anti-Sora.
hurt?
I don't like what? Shut up.
I like the radar shit. I thought the radar shit's cool. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any
It's
sense.
echolocation.
but It's cool.
It's not bat radar.
Listen,
I hate that.
they don't
shit.
care about science and neither
They
do
don't.
I. So-
We could talk about all the things that we like, and then we could talk
It's
about the things that we
hard.
don't like, because the things that we don't like are going to be funny.
So this was a spoiler for me. I didn't even know Tyrese was in the movie until he showed up in the movie.
Oh, shit.
This is how disconnected this movie is from the world. I thought it was literally Jared Leto the entire movie and nobody else. I didn't. Hey, and shout out to Matt Smith. He kind of just acted like the doctor, and
He had fun.
yeah,
He did.
He had fun.
He
you can
had
tell.
fun, and I'm sad that he hasn't been able to fucking get a good gig after Doctor Who.
because he looks like a foot.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, Benedict
He
Cumberbatch
kinda does.
is
Yeah,
Doctor Strange,
yeah.
so I mean,
I mean, he's strange.
maybe he's just a step too far. Like,
Yeah.
he's just a tad too
Look,
British.
some chicks are really into Matt Smith. Okay,
I mean, they
are.
can be.
I now fear, because this is like the fourth dud. I now fear for the Targaryen show.
are you sure it's still coming out?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh no,
Oh.
it's coming out August 21st.
we're gonna talk about that in the episode.
Sorry.
Is he the male Summer Glau?
Shush. We're not talking about it right now.
Damn.
Shut up.
Damn,
Shut
you may
up.
be
Shut-
right.
Shut up. Shut up.
Save that. one.
Anyway, so he kind of surprised me, but I just like when he acts like the doctor out of nostalgia.
Did you pick up on the joke?
He can't wait to tell people this joke, yo, because he's the only one who would get people like him get that joke, and
You
I
know
know
when
he
people
knows.
talk and they brim with pride, and they're
Yeah.
just so happy when they say it. That was him. He was like,
There was a joke.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said. Remember, he asked.
He's
him,
right.
What is your pain from 1 to 10? He said 11.
Ha.
Yeah,
Because he's the what?
Ah.
11th what?
Shout out. Shout out. The only good piece of writing in the entire fucking movie.
oh yeah, like pretty much.
Only clever shit.
Anything else that we enjoyed about this movie?
No.
No, actually,
Because everything else I enjoyed was bad, so it's hard.
Yeah.
It was like a mix. Like it's hard. To,
Okay, look.
I enjoyed the relationship of Martine with her cat.
I love seeing Martine.
Martine.
I love seeing her.
Martine and her
Yeah, Martine.
questionable ethics. You know,
Right?
I mean, everybody in this movie is just terrible people.
absolutely.
There's nobody you want to root for in this movie.
No, not at all. You know, it's a fun little romp. It's if you've seen the trailer of this movie, it's exactly what you think it is. So with that being said, enter it at your own risk. With that being said, now
I would just wait till it comes out on.
Yeah,
some-
you can do that too. That's a good
somewhere.
option too. But if if you're trying to get out,
Wait until it drops on X videos.
that's the thing now. Yeah.
The new
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
streaming
the new
site.
The new leak. Yeah.
If it's good enough for Dragon Ball Super, it's good enough for Morbius.
100%. With that being said, we're gonna move on to spoiler territory,
Absolutely.
and we are gonna
Let's get
paint
spicy.
you this picture of this wonderful journey taken by our main man, Michael Morbius. It begins with them showing up in Costa Rica, landing in the only crevice available in front of this gigantic cave filled with bat guano and just toxicity.
Beautiful cave, by the way.
where the pilot was insistent that he leaves before sundown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even though,
in this movie, in this universe, bats are just ravenous, carnivorous, just
They're
evil
Brutal creatures.
creatures.
They are
That-
air piranhas.
They only eat
Yes.
air piranhas.
Air piranhas.
That's
Exactly what
good.
they are.
That's
They are
good.
air piranhas.
yep,
in
you
this
give a little bit
universe.
of blood, they will swarm all over
And
you.
they would
all
just
of them.
rip you to shit.
The whole cave.
They,
Unless you have like a magic Sims shower in front of you with your hand held out.
it looked like a fucking they set up this machine and it just looks like an accordion, like a harpsichord that he
Yeah.
just sticks his hand through. Also, did you notice there was like 17 cow carcasses outside of this cave?
Like,
How are the cows
They
getting
were
there?
feeding
Yeah,
them
they're-
to
they're man-
sacrifice or something.
They're man-eating bats. Remember, vampires.
Those aren't men.
Supposedly they kind of do like a little mention of like this the only animal that can take down like the vampire bats are the only bat that can take down full-grown animals, as if they just come by and swoop them and take them back to cave like
Yeah,
they fucking take out.
They pick them up.
That's
That's
they
what
got
they did,
takeout.
apparently.
Yeah,
The thing, and then like what I think it was like Clarence or Heido was talking about how like he put his hands in front of this like weird accordion thing, which you would think like is the thing protecting him so he doesn't get.
they
No,
never explain what this
not at
machine
all.
is used for.
Yeah, the bats are clearly everywhere. All of them should be dead. What was this machine supposed to do?
And
Like,
later
we
you'll
never
learn,
get to see it.
like later you'll learn throughout the movie, but this machine doesn't even give him his powers. It
No.
doesn't even help
Yeah.
him make the serum that gives
did-
him his
it did.
powers.
There are three
It's just
other.
there.
It's just to capture the bats. It's
Not
just
even.
an elaborate.
They didn't even
MacGuffin.
tell you.
They don't tell you how he did it.
Like none of it.
Or
Just
how he got back, because apparently those guys took off. He paid them to leave.
and another thing about this movie, I guess I'll point out that Michael has some money, yo. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's got money, man. Like, they all got money because he's funding all these operations. Like, it's crazy.
Well, no, it wasn't him. It was his benefactor, which we get to meet in the following scene in a flashback to 25 years prior, to where young Michael is living in a specialized
hospice or
hospice
whatever. Yeah.
for children with some specific disease that's located in Greece. Yet everybody has English accents, even the school children in front of the school. Nobody spoke a lick of Greek.
No, not at all. And apparently they're
They
all
don't
like
exist.
shitheads because they beat on the kids who
Who are dying.
They read a letter. They somehow found a letter that flew out the window, read it in like a second, and then
Hold on,
they knew who it was
you
about.
guys
They
are
were
getting
like,
ahead of yourselves because
No,
we're still the same.
I'm going the same speed as the movie.
We
I'm at the
forget-
same
we-
pace.
We didn't even introduce his friend,
Oh, that's right.
who has a real name, but we can't remember. But his name is
It
now
started with
Milo.
an L.
It was cooler.
Lucian. His name
So
was Lucian.
we are introduced to his new bunkmate, Lucian, who is a very rich
How do you
Boy.
remember
Child.
that his name started with an L?
Yeah, good job.
They mentioned it like 3 times in the film, and that was it.
Yeah.
In that scene.
Yeah, in that scene.
And they,
So we are introduced to this boy by the name of Lucian, who immediately has his name changed to Milo by Michael Morbius because his previous roommate was Milo, but no, it wasn't. It was the person after that, but no, it wasn't. I can't remember who was the first Milo. There have been so many Milos. He's just changing people's names
Yeah.
until
He's
they
just an
die.
asshole
Right,
and calls
just
everybody
say-
Milo because
and-
eventually, I guess. Hold on. You want to spot me, bro? Bro, I'm about to do some lifting. You want to spot me? You want to spot me? Maybe
Get that shit.
during his stay in this hospice,
You got it.
all of his
Too
friends
heavy.
have died.
Fucking got it.
So the last one he had was Milo.
Get
And he calls
Get
him
the
all
shit. Get
Milo.
the shit. Get the shit. Yes.
No. And they proceed to call this man Milo for
Yeah.
the entirety of the fucking movie.
Even he calls himself Milo.
I'm gonna let you. His name, the Milo, his name was even in the credits as Milo.
It was. It was.
So I guess whatever.
At the end of the credits, I was like, shit, I can't remember this guy's name. Maybe in the credits it'll say so and so. It says Milo. Well, fuck me, bro.
It's so weird. Go on.
I'm sorry. Then like fucking Michael. Milo's then his machine breaks down, and then it was like 3-4 minutes. No nurses and no doctors came to protect to get him to help him, even though he's dying in a hospice. That's their job.
That's right. Now
and then fucking Michael somehow
he's a genius.
fixes it.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, he's dying. Let me as he's flatlining for 2 minutes straight, no nurses. Let me open his device, who I've never seen, and I'll just flip a fucking spring upside down.
I'll get a ballpoint pen, and I'll take the spring out, and then I'll put it sideways in here.
Yeah. That, for some reason, that replaces a battery.
I don't know if it was a battery or conductor, but he jumped the circuit with a ballpoint pen and brought him back to life. He resuscitated.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "You're so special. We're sending you to a special
expensive ass school
because you're smart, because you figured out how a conductor works." So they send him off to Xavier's academy.
I was gonna say,
That's right. That's right.
Said,
and then now he gave his friend, aptly named Milo, his love letter, his cootie catcher love letter. And then that's when
cootie catcher.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then he opened up the origami love letter, and then he read it because it was like a sentence here, a sentence here, a sentence here, here, and then here, and then it blew out the window. So then he got his crutches, and he walked his way outside to go get his
unsupervised, by the way.
Unsupervised.
No, still
Okay, just saying.
To go into the wild and then get beat up.
The only good part I liked about this scene where he gets beat up is that they show you that this is going to be the villain, because the way he reacts to attacking the bully when he comes back and like relentlessly keeps beating them even after they're trying to pull him off, like, oh, this kid is unhinged, he's just an asshole. So they give you right away, this guy's going to be the villain.
That's not being unhinged.
No, they made it pretty clear that he was unreasonable.
If I got jumped and then they all dispersed except for one, I get it. I think I'm going to get a couple.
I get it, but you're not in this movie. They're clearly showing that this kid is going to be.
You did miss the.
Yeah,
you're right.
They're clearly setting up that this kid is going to be easily.
I'm the angry one,
right?
A human reaction is dubbed as evil.
Even though like the way they make the world supposed to be so like black and white is that because this kid overreacted, even though he wasn't clear, it's like, oh no, he responded in a way that was unethical. So I guess he's going to be the bad guy, even though everything that proceeded afterwards, Michael Morbius did like the most unethical things.
Honestly, I'm surprised that kid got up after that fucking beating that he got from
those
got 5
clobbered.
Kids. They literally took no time. We're going to beat this fucking handicapped kid. They fucking start stomping him and shit.
And then they were like, oh, he has a letter. Oh, they write. And then they just beat the shit. Like, where are their parents? Like, they just hang out after school to beat up like kids who are dying.
Yeah,
they chill in the alley next to the hospice, and they beat up any children that wander into the alley.
You know, and honestly, I was going to say like, maybe they do this because they're poor, and the people in this hospice are apparently usually rich or well off or something like that. It feels like that, but they're dressed up. They literally came back from the Ivy League school and shit.
So there's no language barrier.
So where do we jump to after this?
We move on to Michael Morbius getting a Nobel Peace Prize for developing
denying.
Well, he was getting it and then denied it, which I didn't even see. That they denied until the next scene when she brought it up.
I was looking right at the screen. I didn't even notice it.
For developing the Baja Blast cooler, ecto cooler.
That's right.
That was replacing blood.
The Great Blue Dini.
Yes.
And apparently,
it looked like a.
Hold on. Let's show our. Let's show our age. Is that the blue jazzy Kool-Aid flavor?
Yes.
That had an octopus playing a saxophone.
The best
That's
one.
the one it was.
Yes.
Wow.
It was a. You were saying
it saves more lives than
penicillin.
He has saved more lives than the entire history of penicillin.
Because blood transfers are what we need, not penicillin, not the shit that cures diseases.
Yeah, not that.
Easily. He wins the award. He goes back to his regular job at doesn't even remember what the laboratory
Horizon.
at Horizon
Zero Dawn.
where he works. Shut up. Where he works, and apparently he where we learn Michael has a. This is after that flashback. We are now in modern day after his little trip to Costa Rica.
Yeah, exactly.
Where we find out that he had, what's her name again?
Martine.
Where Martine finds out.
I really want
that
to say Martinez.
Where we find out Martine finds out that Morbius has a illegal, unethical lab where he's keeping these bats from Costa Rica.
He is genetically trying to combine a bat's DNA to
A human's DNA.
to human eventually. He's trying to graft different DNAs to cure this disease that I still don't know what it is.
Or what it's called.
Blood coagulate. Something has to do with blood.
His blood doesn't coagulate.
Right. So the only animal on Earth that feeds entirely on blood
and nothing else.
Incorrect.
Wait. Couldn't
nobody opened up a fucking encyclopedia.
Why wouldn't he just splice his DNA with a healthy human's DNA, and then he would just be a healthy human?
Shut up.
Look, bro.
This is not how it works.
Look,
It's not
bro,
that simple.
You just said something dumb as fuck. Why? Why would he think with his brain when a bat is right there?
He went to Costa Rica for that fucking bat.
And why Costa Rica? What was special about those?
Because
Never
those are the most vampire bats. All right?
Obviously.
I guess.
All right? Vampires are indigenous to Costa Rica. Did you know?
Because that's where all the vampires pop up.
God damn,
in Costa
bro.
Rica.
Like this
Anyway.
this lab gets worse and worse to me as it goes on,
Dude.
because it's more plausible that this lab exists when it first is introduced to you. It's his own room. It's locked. Only he has the key. Cool. But now that he's in there, he's working. How did this lady get in here? No one's asking that question.
Here's what killed me, because she comes in and she goes, I know the secret project you're working on. It's like, how? She hits a button. This tube that's in the middle of this room,
Big ass
that's
tube.
surrounded by open windows on all four sides, lights up, and there's millions of bats in there.
Yep.
And she's like, because I found your bats. Everybody, the janitor was walking by, she's the fucking bats.
And she knew his personal passcode.
Yeah, which she was like, yeah, is this number backwards? And I was like, yeah, I know it somehow.
She's
So
like,
was that supposed to be them showing how close their relationship is?
But they do everything so fast that it makes nobody. I don't give a fuck about anybody.
No.
I cared more about the girl that they put in a coma, who everybody forgot about by the end of the movie. She's
Immediately.
just sitting in a room
immediately
induced.
forgot about her.
Induced in a coma.
Little LaFonda?
Yeah.
yeah, gone.
I cared more about her than I cared about anybody else in this fucking
She
movie.
looked like she really was looking for that cure, the cure that he was developing, but I guess he was only meant for himself.
I cared more about the little bat rat that he created during that scene too.
What happened to
the
that
one
bat?
in his secret laboratory that he left the door wide open for, and she said, "Turn around and look inside the secret laboratory where the bats are flying around." So I didn't turn the light off.
And they were all able to see that this. So he develops this serum and injects it into his mouse test subject, who dies. Immediately, they are rushed off to sedate this girl who's gonna have a stroke because she's dying from that same disease. So they put her in a chemically induced coma. Mind you, the three people that were in that room, spoilers, two turn into a vampire, and the other one dies at some point. So everybody forgets this girl is just sitting there, left for dead. From that room, they turn around and they see that this mouse that they just murdered magically came back to life.
Surprise fuck.
And that was enough for them to go like, okay, it's green. We can use it on humans now.
That
Human
room was
test.
halfway across the building.
Right. And the door was just wide fucking open.
No, it wasn't halfway
it
across the
wasn't.
building. It was literally across the hall.
Oh, was it?
With the door open.
She literally she did this, turned her head, looked over her shoulder, and
Yeah,
said,
they looked
"Morbius,
right
look,
over-
Weren't you paying attention to
your
the
illegal
layout?
lab. I can see into it."
It literally looked like they walked for like 3 minutes to get to that
It did.
girl's room.
That's because the editing's bad. But yeah, it was
Yes.
it was literally right across the,
And then we
Our favorite part. Our favorite
hold
part.
on. I would also like to point out that at the time that this little girl flatlined, again, there were no nurses, no nursing staff.
Nope.
Nobody.
And
Again,
only-
like we're back in wherever the Greece.
Yeah, we're back in Greece. Greece, not Greece. And only Michael Morbius knows this procedure. Nobody else who works at the hospital knows how to save this little girl's life. So that's
Nobody.
another thing.
Only the person who's infected with it knows how to treat it.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Period.
not
That's
worth
how it
anyone
works.
else's time in the entire world.
Yes, go on.
Somehow that we end up with him thinking that it's time for human trials, right? So
Yep.
He goes and has a stroll with his. Doesn't he have the stroll with his other?
Oh, that's right.
Dying buddy in the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have this awkward as long as fucking stroll down a busy sidewalk.
Look. To be fair, they're not going anywhere anytime soon, so of course it's gonna be a little long.
yeah, so
I know it's just
we're introduced to Milo again.
Yeah.
You know what? His name is Lucian. His mama named him Lucian.
We will
I'm gonna
call him.
Lucian.
We'll call him. Lucian.
why you. I don't understand. Like that would have a perfect opportunity. Like I turned to a vampire. My name isn't Milo. It's Lucian.
Listen, you're giving the movie too much credit.
Yeah.
We've
Hold
all,
on, we're jumping.
Sorry.
They go on a stroll, and we're introduced to Matt Smith. And that scene doesn't matter because next scene they are all of a sudden in the middle of international waters.
Yep.
which is just off the coast of.
we're gonna get there.
Okay.
We're in international waters, and the only place where he can conduct this experiment because it is
Illegal.
So it
Highly
breaks
illegal.
so many laws, and it is unethical, and it is just apparently a situation that calls for armed mercenaries.
I was gonna say, like, if we needed to conduct an experiment in international waters, who would we need? We would need the person or people to conduct the experiment, and then 35 armed thugs.
Yes,
Yep.
Makes sense to me.
Like in a
constantly armed. I mean, they are there just to watch over two scientists doing an experiment. As far as they know, they are strapped to their fucking gills.
Yeah, my goodness.
with guns.
Can I
There
get,
are more bullets than medical equipment.
bro? Can I get another spot? I'm about to do it again.
Oh my god.
I feel like another set.
I got you.
Were they
All
were
right.
they were they protecting
We
them from
need to.
Namor?
Maybe
Get the dust off.
maybe
Fucking powder.
the owners of this freight that was willing to go into international waters
Oh shit.
only could be provided by these armed thugs because they're interested in the money.
Let them get it.
They're interested in the money,
you got
and the
it.
money is the sole purpose why they got this. So that's why we have armed thugs, because they're the only ones who have the equipment.
Put that
I
down.
hear
That was
I
that
hear a
was-
word you
that
just
was
say.
completely unnecessary. Just like this next scene was, where he turns into a vampire. A goon comes down to check in on the doctor, insults the Martine.
A
Martine, who is-
misogynistic
Because
goon.
Yes.
she's a woman.
Heavily
She's a woman.
misogynistic.
She's a mercenary.
What a piece of shit to treat Martin this way.
He called her a nurse. How dare you?
Yeah.
They set him up to be bad, so when he dies, you don't care.
You don't
You
feel
don't
bad.
care, but at the same time, he just wiles out, and just murders the entire boat because he.
Morbius, by the way, not the. Not the.
Yeah, so it leads to obviously we have to have an action scene. We have to have
Yes.
we have to have somebody that he's got to kill.
We have to show
So
how
he just-
unhinged he is.
He kills a bunch of veterans because that's what these people
that's
really are.
what mercenaries are.
Yeah.
Out of work military veterans.
So he just murders a bunch of veterans and then leaves them on the boat. Calls in his own mayday, which is you just murdered 8 people and you called in. They know who charted this. They know you're in
Yeah,
here.
your name's on the manifest. You had something to do with this. Like
And
the
he-
equipment, your
Your
name's on there.
DNA is there. It's all over the bodies because you
Yeah.
didn't bleach them. That's your
Martin-
spit, bro.
Martine gets knocked out in the ensuing confusion. Bodies everywhere. He
For like
puts
a month, she gets knocked out.
He puts a blanket over her and she's in a coma for a month and a half.
Left her holding the bag, by the way. Just completely left her on the ship with no leeway. Hey, a bunch of people died on the ship, and this bitch, I guess.
I love how that he also jumps off the boat, like already. I guess assuming that he can swim to shore.
Yeah.
He did swim to shore.
I'm like, yeah, I'm perfect. I can do it.
And where was that shore, you ask?
Yeah, matter of fact, you're right. He was like, in full belief that he could just swim back. Like, he didn't
Vampires
know
couldn't
what he was.
swim.
Guys,
So
he
he-
wasn't that far away from land.
Yeah.
Because,
It was only
because
international waters, and where at?
it was off the coast of New Jersey. So, you know,
Yeah, bro.
technically
International
it's
waters,
not
New Jersey.
international.
They pulled it into the Hudson docks.
From international waters.
You can't do that.
All the way-
That's illegal.
God.
It's great. It's
Like,
great.
yeah, he paid. So what happened is, in case you guys missed it through our rhetoric, he essentially, like, in some way, some money paid for this expedition so he can go out to the
It was
middle of-
Milo. Milo paid for everything.
Oh, Milo paid for it?
Lucian.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
apologize.
Lucian. Put some respect on his real name.
I apologize, Lucian. Lucian has paid for everything. Lucian has been the sole founder of the.
Oh, that's right, because he.
He is the benefactor.
Yeah.
Right, even though they're both loaded, but yeah. So yeah, Morbius already spent all his bills paying for the first trip to the back.
Exactly.
So yeah, he pays for this. They Morbius goes rip shit rye on all these people, kills 8 people, calls it in, and
And
then
somehow
jumps ship.
is surprised when the cops come to question him.
Man, and then he tries to take his shit Wait, we're jumping ahead a little bit because when we get back to the lab after that failed experiment, he realizes that, oh shit, I'm hotter than ever. He has a 6-pack. He's tan now.
He got yoked.
He got
bro.
He went out and not only did he shred, he got shredded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
He got some color back in his skin too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not just color in his skin, he got color on the edges of his body because he can test new powers now where he has bat radar.
It's echolocation.
He had echo.
I'm mad we missed a spot where like he was going through his transformation after the chimera cells merged.
They named it Chimera.
They walked into the room just to find him like, hey, why is he on the ceiling?
He was full blown Exorcist style on the ceiling when the goon came into the fucking the
feral.
cage.
Absolutely feral.
The one whose throat that he's slashing at.
Yeah.
Which felt so like there was no build up. Like it felt so anticlimactic.
There's no
like,
build up in anything in this movie.
Like where? Oh, what's going on? Oh, he's just up there. Oh, now he's down there. Oh, now you're dead. And just like boom, boom, boom. There was no like like this movie is meant to be like this weird like superhero / kind of like
it's supposed to be this.
They don't know what they want to be.
This really cool anti-hero thing.
Yeah.
If we were 15, this would be fucking fantastic.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. So we go back to where Morbius is discovering.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to move it along now that I think about it.
It's a lot of movie.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to explain, but
So the point is he becomes a vampire. Tyrese shows up and his
2 minutes.
And I think they ran out of like Hispanic names. So
Rodriguez.
It was Rodriguez. I thought it was Martinez for some reason. Martinez. So it was Rodriguez. So Tyrese and his cop buddy show up and they go around questioning everybody, trying to figure out what happened. Immediately they realize it is vampirism. Like that was,
but
he's a vampire murderer.
That was on the table immediately.
Yeah.
And they completely accepted it that they were. He was a vampire. Obviously, these bodies were drained of blood. So obviously,
obviously he's a vampire. Obviously he sucked their blood, and we haven't seen anything this strange since that thing in San Francisco.
Remember? Hint.
Oh God, they did mention
They
that.
did say that. They did say that.
They totally did that. And
So as the investigation continues, we meet back up with Michael, who is trying to get a bunch of blood so he can dip out and go on the lam. He is met by Tyrese and the
other officer.
Yeah.
The officers. And then he tries to mount his escape. Which doesn't he just beats the shit out of them after like 2 questions. Like, hey, weren't you on that ship? No.
and
Kind of.
You sure?
Also, I forget that before that, he tries to win himself off. He goes through a period of trying different things out with the fake
learning
blood.
He
and
experiments on
learning-
himself. He wants to learn his limits on how long he can go with synthetic blood.
Milo's-
goes on with real blood.
Milo shows up to Lucian. He shows up to I don't know, talk to him because
Talk
he
to
saw
his
the
brother. You cured the illness.
Look at you. You're hot.
Yeah,
He's
so
like,
he,
"Look, bro,
he
you
was
got-
mad,
You got fucking 6-pack, bro.
and then
I'm happy for you. What about me? He said, no, you don't want this. This ain't for you. And he goes, rawr, and leaves.
And then in the next scene, we have the nurse that we talked about, whose name doesn't matter, who was in the room with the girl, walking through
not Halle Berry?
Right. She was walking through a hallway where the
The
lights were turning
scariest
on.
hallway of all time.
We have those lights at work. Those lights don't work like that. They have a timer. They don't shut down immediately as soon as you're past them.
And don't like if one comes on, aren't they all supposed
No.
to? Like I thought
No.
It's motion
It's motion
censored.
censored.
It's motion censored.
So as you're walking through it, they turn on, but they don't turn off immediately as soon as your sensor is gone.
and they probably sent you a lot sooner than how they were sensing the whole girl over there.
Yeah, that's right.
Either way, she's walking through the scary hallway. All of a sudden, she sees the light behind her keep turning on, but she doesn't see anything other than shadowy figure who we are led to believe Morbius is going on a hunger, just savagery, and murders her.
Yeah.
The cops show up to try to question him. They find out about the lady. They're like, oh, this is our guy. He takes off running, immediately starts flying. Tyrese is the fastest cop in the entirety.
The fastest cop in New York City because he goes up to the roof. He jumps up to the roof.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're going to go after him. Meet me on the roof. He gets up there after 2.2 seconds. And then he feels the wind under his body as if he's going to fly, right?
But he doesn't.
He doesn't. And then he turns around and there's Tyrese with a fucking gun in his face.
And it wouldn't have been that big of a
Fast.
deal if we didn't see Morbius literally take off up 100 flight of stairs.
Dude.
Yeah.
He literally went up the entire building. He went up the entire building in 2 seconds.
And then also, like, even if, let's say, for some reason, Tyrese has the ability to teleport and just appear out of nowhere, he had a gun in his face. Just dodge, just push him over and run away.
Oh, by the way,
You're
Morbius
still-
No, he's
Or-
like Commissioner Gordon. It's by the books. He's still bringing him in.
Or
No, I'm talking about Morbius.
Yeah.
Push him over and run. He's a fucking vampire.
Well,
Morbius-
here's the thing. Why was he scared of being shot in the face when they showed us by this time in the movie 3
can dodge
different
bullets.
scenes of slow motion where he dodges bullets?
You know,
This movie
bringing it up.
loves slow motion.
And also
Loves it.
They also love putting tension where there is no tension.
None.
Like you can't tell me, oh my god, he's escaping from the police. What is he gonna do when they catch up to him? Apparently nothing.
He
Because
literally.
He's probably going to eat him.
Yeah.
completely surrenders, by the way. He's like, oh, there's a gun. Okay.
and not only the complete surrender, they could complete, and then they immediately put him into prison,
Regular prison.
regular
prison.
prison, not jail.
Even though
Prison.
they just watched him like jump like 100 stories.
Yeah.
They put him in regular prison.
I was almost convinced that this was a superhero or like super villain prison because they
No.
put him behind like concrete, like
Yeah, they locked him up.
and then all the guards had military grade weapons.
This is just regular jail, man.
Yeah, he's
Remember, this is not the Marvel Cinematic
Yeah, no,
Universe. They
motherfucker
don't
was just at
have-
Rikers. He was just at Rikers, and they tell him that his lawyer is here to see him, and surprise, it is Lucian as his lawyer coming in because money apparently lets you make everybody believe that you're a fucking lawyer.
That's right.
He comes in.
It's the cane.
He boofs a pack of blood for our young Morbius.
They don't frisk you when you go into prison.
Not at all. My man,
Maximum security prison.
The man
remember-
walked in with a cane.
and he walked in with a cane. He walked in with a bag of blood and a fifth of
A flask. Yeah, he had a flask.
A flask of vampire juice.
So, big surprise, Lucian is the new vampire because at one point they showed him kind of like look at the serum, but how would he know that is the serum?
And guess what? You know what? I remember
'Cause it
when
was
he
on the table.
I remember when he left because I thought maybe he would have bumped into it and took it. He didn't take shit.
No,
He did.
no, no.
So
He didn't.
I don't know when he got it.
Or
and
he
then
became a vampire.
yeah, exactly.
It's just like Uncharted.
Yeah.
Just like Uncharted.
But at least in Uncharted, when they took something, it just the other guys didn't still have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is true.
He took
Somehow
some
people have
antidote,
magic.
but there was still two.
Yeah, it's true. There
Two
was
full vials. So how the fuck? You know, it doesn't even matter.
No.
The point is,
He became a vampire.
He became a vampire.
And we learned this by him forgetting his cane in the cell. So Morbius is like, how did you walk away?
I don't say he left it there to show Mobius. He did it
Maybe.
on purpose.
Perhaps.
Morbius
guess
was
what
perhaps.
I am.
Because when in the later scenes when he caught up to him, he said, "I knew you'd find me." He left that cane.
But
there
if
on
you were a
purpose.
villain, wouldn't you say that?
I mean, sure.
And
If I was a
then,
villain, I wouldn't
af-
fucking leave the cane
after
there.
the
So Morbius realizes that he has been framed
yeah,
and decides to
kind of, mind you, because he's still.
He didn't get. He actually murdered 8 people. So he's
Right.
But they don't know that. So
And then later on in the movie, he has the actual audacity to say, "I didn't hurt anybody."
Oh, and then I love that. Okay, when the cops come to interrogate Morbius, just we'll put the scene out there. They tell him like, "Wow, you killed those 8 mercenaries." I mean, we could have just let that go. It's fine, whatever.
They were
but how
completely
dare you?
okay with that.
How
They were
dare
very
you?
okay. How dare you kind of injure
How
that,
dare you
that
kill
nurse
this-
lady?
No, not kind of
No,
injured. He
she was
killed
dead.
that single mother.
and then he
Sure.
left it. He left not Halle Berry just like laying up against the fucking wall too. Just didn't even move her body. Well, Matt Smith, by the way.
Yeah,
But
Matt
but the point is that like when they came to interrogate him and he didn't say no. Like he's the smartest person, but he's also the dumbest person in the movie.
Yeah.
They're asking him serious allegations of whether he did some shit.
Yes.
They're like, those experiments out there that you did on the ship were pretty crazy, right? He goes like, I wouldn't call him crazy. Like, bro, just
Justifying
say
his
you weren't
monstrous action.
there. Like, say you weren't
That-
there. How hard is that?
There was a line in there that they were like, jail isn't for someone like you, it's for terrorists,
Yeah,
gangbangers.
Matt Smith.
I'm like, oh, you mean brown and black people?
Yeah, just black and brown people.
Yep.
I was like, easy there, buddy. He's like, prison's not for people
Come
like
on,
us.
like
Let's-
we're
let's-
white and British.
We're white and British, yo. Come
We're
on.
gonna jump forward a little bit
Let's go.
to the part where he dons the actual Michael Morbius look with that fine ass purple suit.
That's
Yeah,
right.
like Michael, or Milo / Lucius has killed their father figure or whatever, and so now he's going after the girlfriend. That they kissed or whatever. Yeah, Martine.
Yeah.
And Morbius has donned, like you said, he's donned his cool coat with the color the magenta
on
color
the inside,
underneath,
and then
he's flying over.
We get the weird rapey thing. Go on, call out to him. Yeah.
Mind you, a scene before, we already know where she is. He just left her.
Yeah, this is the final scene, by the way, where all the bullshit has happened on the in-between. Michael Morbius, committed wild crimes. Matt Smith committed wild crimes. Now they're out and they're going to fight each other because obviously this is the point in the movie where they're the shadow fights the superhero guy.
Mind you, they've been fighting for a third of the movie already.
Yes.
This movie just has them just clash over and over again in this just weird fucking conglomerate of dust and it just reminds me of like just Club 85, like Club 54, whatever the fuck it was called back in the day. It was just cocaine powder flying everywhere.
Like they obviously didn't have choreographers or at all, or at least not good ones, because all they seemed to lean on was the quick kind of, but like you said, the clashing a little bit, and then the slow mo.
In the slow mo.
It was all
the smoky effects, the slow motion to show the highlight of the spot, but everything else was kind of blurred.
It was all Dragon Ball Z.
It was.
Yeah, it was crazy shit. So at this point, Michael leaves the lady Martine.
She makes him feed on her so he can get power.
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And also
she's supposed to be dying.
Yeah,
she's supposed to be dying.
She's
so
dying.
She bites Morbius's lip to drink
Never done
his
it
blood.
before.
Well, I don't know why she got real kinky and bit his lip, broke the skin.
Bit his lip hard,
motherfucker.
As fuck.
Stop doing that. And then he was like, well, I guess she's ready. And then bit her neck and fed.
And drank her blood.
And then
and just to be clear,
flies off.
In the scene before that, after just leaving her, after telling her to go to the lab that the cops never bothered to look at, even though this man is in the news every fucking day.
No, they did. There was caution tape around it.
But
like caution tape. Like he's been working there.
Yeah,
like he goes there and this bum ass scene in the movie where he goes in some lab that I guess where they make meth or some shit earlier.
No.
And then whatever they make, they make synthetic fake whatever.
He repurposed printing machines to become become a biology lab.
Apparently,
but
if you have counterfeit money machines, if you have the machines used to make counterfeit money, you can just repurpose those exact same machines for bioengineering.
And then, and we also realized that Morbius is a genius in every retrospect. And not only is he a scientifically, like a biological genius, but he's also an engineer.
He's a mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
He fixed the machine with a ballpoint pen spring. All right, he's a mechanical engineer and a bioengineer.
That's magic.
Like, what was the point of taking over that little ass lab? He went right back to the place where his illegal lab is, where all the real equipment is.
Yeah.
It was so weird. So yeah, we jump back to the scene where she, where obviously she said she's a defenseless whatever. Then she gets bit, and then they have their fifth final showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All over the city. They're flying all over the place. Woo woo woo.
He's getting his ass kicked until he screeches.
Yeah.
He summons a myriad of, I guess, sewer bats.
Yeah, he just found a bunch of sewer bats that came out and help him.
Not bats from Costa Rica.
No.
Maybe they flew all the way from Costa Rica. I don't know.
Wherever they came from, they came, and he turned into my Otismon.
Morbis
Grizzly Wing. He
has shown that
shot it at bats like this. He shot it. He did it. He charged it up.
He did. He gave Lucian a Kamehameha wave of bats.
He gave him a bat Hadoken.
And then pulled out a serum that he developed in the bootleg lab to kill vampires.
Because Matt Smith's character, Lucian, was too busy being pinned down by this storm of bats.
And bats are apparently very heavy in this universe.
And strong. Yeah.
All these bats are just murdering themselves.
Yeah, just diving in there.
They're just and then, like, mind you, he said that he made 2. He injected him so he can kill himself after, because he's a monster,
But
right?
he didn't.
He didn't do that. Like, he kills Matt Smith. Matt Smith's like, oh, I'm sad. But I'm Milo.
He gives a speech like the guy from Don't Look Under the Bed. No, Annie, no, please. I'm your friend.
And then, even though, like, Matt Smith, if you care that much about living, you could have just left the city and then fucked off somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. Matt Smith's character is convinced that somehow Morbius is some deep creature, and they're the best.
It's
you know,
weird
you know
because
what I mean,
he's
They're the
like
human
jealous
evolution.
of it. He's like jealous of him, but he loves him the exact same time. But is so furious with him that he'll kill everyone he loves around him.
Isn't that
No
how
reason.
complicated family relationships are?
I guess so.
I guess so. Whatever.
what a whack ass
But-
movie.
I've never killed my brother's cat to let him know I loved him.
And then Morbius, in Morbius fashion, he kills Matt, and then he's like, "I'm gone," and then he flies up into the city, and then he flies into the camera, and
With
then
a
it
cop.
was,
With more bats than any cop thought were in this fucking city.
Yeah.
Man, I think that was literally all the bats in the city, just not the ones from the lab because they're still.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't all the. Well, when they panned back and they showed like the wave of bats in different areas of the city,
They were
holy
everywhere.
shit, they got
They
an
were fucking everywhere.
infinite amount
If
of that.
any helicopter caught that, they would say, "No, we got an infestation. We got to clean this."
Dog, LaGuardia had to be shut down. There's no way anybody's flying into the city with so many bats out there. Like, he just delayed everybody's flight.
Man,
The movie ends with him just flying off into the distance and Martine waking up
Yeah, she's a
as a
vampire now.
vampire now.
Yeah.
surprise, surprise.
And then it goes immediately into what they love to do is hint another movie by tying it to Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yep.
And
Portal opens.
portal opens and who pops up?
Vulture.
Who nobody cares a fuck about. He
Like,
just shows up in a jail cell and they're like, this man appeared in this jail cell. He doesn't even exist in this universe. How
Put
did
in
he get here?
handcuffs.
Let him out.
And yeah, in
In
handcuffs.
handcuffs.
He didn't. I mean, I don't know what he was doing beforehand, but he obviously wasn't in jail. So they bring him out here in handcuffs, and then we get a little bit more credits.
And you know
then
what?
another.
For a man with no social security number, he sure got all those vulture parts
man,
real
he
fucking
had
quick.
the whole shit.
For some reason, somehow, Vulture, who he didn't make his equipment, he had a man make it. So unless his equipment also magically appeared with him, which apparently it didn't, but somehow it did.
It must have.
He meets up with Morbius in full Vulture getup with the wings and all, and then said, "Hey, man, I don't know how I got here. It must have something to do with Spider-Man." like Morbius knows what he's fucking talking about.
But me and you can do some good together.
Yeah, he said, "Man, maybe we need to team up." And then Morbius like, "That's interesting."
I'll do it.
Not even a yes. It's just that's interesting. That's
I
good.
guess
That.
like a team of what? I
Like,
don't
and also do some the kind of good that kills like a nurse and like 30 other people.
Like, has he just did I miss the part where he just gave into his vampire self and
Being
became
evil?
a villain?
yeah,
Like-
I mean,
must-
That didn't happen, bro.
he
they
did.
skipped over that. No, yes, it did.
He
I was
did.
watching
Some
it
point.
happen.
At some point.
Okay, mind you, he did drive there like a villain because he could have just flew.
Yeah.
He,
Well,
he drove there his fucking expensive.
No. He can only fly
No, be in the
by
wind.
following wind currents that are
No.
generated by
You're right.
trains pushing air. Nobody in this fucking movie bothered to even figure out how air currents work. Nobody bothered to find out the dietary need of vampire bats. Nobody just bothered to even figure out what biology even is.
Right.
This movie is built on a hill of lies and misinformation.
But it's cool, and that's
The
all that
lights
matters.
And watch. People will believe it. Like, yeah, if you could just splice vampire
Bats
DNA
do not
with human
rip
DNA, it would just
people
we would
apart.
instantly
Bats do not
mutate
rip
bat-
people
obviously
apart.
that's how
Bats-
DNA works.
Bats do not rip people apart.
They learn.
How do you know?
No,
Because I read a book about it when
Because
I
I
was
watched-
in
When
fifth
was,
grade.
when was the last time you got swarmed by vampire bats, huh?
Exactly.
vampire bats just let.
How would
They
you know?
literally just let.
And by the way, if a
sorry.
current was strong enough to take Morbius, it would take me too. Like it would take everybody. That's how that shit works, man. Like you have to have the stuff that would allow you to get carried.
That's
But
what
if the
so
current's that
honestly,
strong,
and that's the one thing I hate about that fucking stream effect. I'm like, is it there or is it only he can see it? I
Only he can see
don't
it.
understand.
If he was on the rooftop and fucking Tyrese just said, "What the fuck?"
yeah, him and Tyrese would have been. Which, by the way, here's another thing. If we all watch the same movie, and if what they're gonna tell me what I saw is what I saw, Spider-Man can't beat this nigga, bro. He can't
all,
beat him.
at
He
all.
can't. He's too OP.
I remember Screen Rat had this whole little different articles of how Jared Leto really like, God, man, I really want to see Spider-Man fight.
I bet he does.
Morbius, like, there is no fight. he's too fast. He's overpowered for no reason. He has 2004 movie superhero fucking powers, which
Blade can't even fight him.
No, Blade
Right.
could
The
not.
only person with the adequate like movie powers
Doctor
that can
Strange?
fight him is no, bro. Get that shit out of here.
Well,
I'm talking OP people. All right, OPs only. So either Dominic Toretto is the only other person who can fight
okay.
Morbius, or or
Bumblebee.
or Bumblebee or Dominic Toretto's brother. That's the only people who
we
can
got
be.
we got to do like these cats do on the internet. You got to completely depower Dominic. Like, okay, he can't be in a car.
He can't be in a car. He can't have his family.
He can't have the silver chain
can't have
or
the
the
silver-
black tank
Yeah.
top.
A matter of fact, no, there can't be a parking garage within 40 feet.
In fact, they just have to fight in the Sahara Desert with nothing. Like that's the only way it'll be a fair fight.
Oh my
so
God,
it's either
stop.
so it's literally either Dom or Bloodshot. Like those are the only
Bloodshot,
two people
yeah.
with those crazy OP powers.
Actually, that would have been I would love
Oh
to
my
see that.
God.
Because there's
Bloodshot
just no way. This movie is ridiculous from top to bottom. But hey, if you were in the theater, like seriously, you knew why. Like it is what it is.
The opening showed you everything, The opening, like the title screen, which was dumb as fuck. I mean,
it's a kaleidoscope. What does it have to do with vampires?
I swear to God, I thought I saw a man get up mid movie and walk out and never return.
He's like, I'm good.
And he was like with the four guys that were in front of us.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it was three of them by the end of the movie. I swear to God, one of them got up and never returned.
I mean, I believe it.
That's because they probably couldn't hear the movie over these two fucking giggle machines over here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what the fuck? Listen, man, we were having fun.
We're having fun. That's how we have fun.
After what we just described, can you blame us? I mean, what the fuck?
Listen,
Nobody
They
was
were
missing
acting
weren't
like a
missing-
lovely couple on a first
First
date,
of all,
just
Clarence,
looking at each
you
other,
weren't
never at the
missing
TV
much.
screen, and just giggling the whole time.
Acts
one
like he
point-
was quiet the whole fucking
one
movie.
point-
Shut the fuck up.
At one point, you guys were talking so much that Taryn had to lean over to try to actually hear something and try to figure out what was going on in the movie. And she would lean over to try to hear what was happening, and then she like gave up halfway through and just sat back down and got some discourse. Like she's like,
Yeah, I apologize for that. Sorry, Terry. But listen, we weren't missing much, eh? We all saw, and even though we were talking, you still saw.
Clarence was talking too.
I,
Shut the fuck up.
I got the whole movie. It's
It
just
wasn't much.
It's just we weren't
What?
the only ones in the theater. That's all.
They were fine.
There
at
were
one
four
point,
other people.
At one point, Eric was sitting next to me and he goes, "What the fuck was that?" And I was like, I don't even know what just happened. Is like, what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah, man.
Oh, God.
This was an incredible experience. Jared Leto, I hope he had fun making this movie because, god damn, this was like pound for pound one of the worst movies I think I've seen in a long time.
I haven't had a headache thanks to a movie in a long time, and halfway through, I had a headache in this movie.
Let's
Dude,
go. Okay, what do we give it then? What do we give it?
Oh yeah,
What
we're
do we
rating
give
this
it?
shit.
All right.
Yeah.
We
Let's
are-
cut to it.
So I do. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 guano infested.
Damn, that mine's too similar to that. It's different, but it's too similar.
3.5 guano infested subway tunnels out of 10. That's what I'm giving it.
I'm gonna give it two non-missing fucking injections and stuff that are still on the table, but for some reason Matt Smith took one of them. So it's kind of basically a 1 out of 10.
Whatever. Cool. I'll give it 5 of the cleanest bat tanks I've ever fucking seen out of 10.
Yes. Yes.
Not one poop. Not one.
Maybe
that
to be
shit was
fair-
spotless.
To be fair, maybe it's all at the bottom. Maybe they all shit at the bottom.
But I'm like,
I don't know.
are they?
They kept walking in there.
Bro, he wouldn't have walked in there. Powers be damned.
There
That
would be
tank would have
shit.
been gross.
No.
There would be shit on the walls.
There'd be
There
shit
would be
everywhere.
at least saliva, just fur.
Right.
When
Those
those
bats
bats
never
were circling
stop
around
moving.
him,
I mean-
that dude would have been covered in shit from head to toe, bro. That's probably why Matt Smith didn't get back up.
Dude.
Oh my! That's the unedited version.
Matt
The
Smith-
fucking covered in shit.
Matt Smith didn't die from the serum. He died from guano poisoning.
Fucking E.
Absolutely.
coli.
He died from E. coli, straight up. And no wonder. Of course they were constantly moving. It's a fucking bright-ass tank. These are vampire bats. They live in the dark, right? Like, he's just got, like, lights on them 24/7. No wonder why they're going nuts.
And they're LED, so you know they're extra bright.
Oh, yeah. They are probably suffering in there. They're like,
What you got, Jamal?
Oh, you got.
I would give this movie, like, 3. I'll give this movie 3 dead, not Halle Berry's out of 10. I mean, she's a dead ringer. Like certain angles, I was like, wait a second, is that short hair Halle Berry?
No, it was not. She did not look like Halle Berry at all.
Yes, the fuck it did.
All right.
Man.
No,
Okay, guys.
I'll take it, but
It's not
If
worth
you
the
see
argument.
movie,
It's
tell
not
me
worth
I'm
the
crazy.
argument. It's
Tell
not
me
worth-
I'm crazy.
You're
Tell me
crazy.
I'm crazy. All right, cool.
You're crazy.
I'll take it.
You're crazy.
I'm a crazy man. I'll take it.
All right.
yeah. With that being said, the movie was it was what it is, and
If you liked Jumper, if you liked The Covenant,
Oh my god! If you like Push,
push. This is it, bro.
Like,
hey man,
all those movies. These
Hey,
are
man.
these now. These are these now.
hey
Yeah.
man, I like all those movies.
you can like them. They're fun. Look, if you like dumb fun,
If you like Underworld 2 After,
3, 4.
Resident Evil
Here.
1, 2.
you like this movie's for you.
You're a monster.
You love
This
this
is
movie,
not my favorite movie of all time.
which is weird. I'm surprised you gave it a lower score than Clarence did.
No, this movie was
5.
terrible.
Yeah,
This movie was bad,
It
but
was
I
fucking
can
terrible.
see the enjoyment factor.
Yeah,
that
it-
it has.
Listen, I will say this. Shout out to the team who we actually did a review for Morbius, the Living Vampire, a couple months back on the
Yes.
pod. Shout out to those guys, man, because after seeing this movie, let me tell you, they didn't waste any time with that comic.
We guano shit all over that fucking
Yeah.
book. But
Well-
compared now, I can put the guano, smooth the guano out. Like, you know what?
Actually,
Actually,
I changed my mind.
What did
No,
Thanos say?
I look at the book and go, I can see how the movie ended up the way it was.
Yeah. No, this was written like they literally just took a comic script and didn't even like shape it out into film, and they were just like, this is
Which is not a bad thing. It's just the character of
no,
Morbius.
it's a terrible thing because they just go
Yeah.
panel to panel without actual explanation.
True.
Like they just throw shit at the wall.
Then they expect you to just like, well, obviously
Listen,
right now they're invested.
This
Like, no,
is
you're not.
this movie will cause a lot of pregnancies because you're going to throw this on and there's nothing better to do than
Yep.
to
Right.
fuck. So there you go. Netflix, Morbius and chill. That is our review.
Yep, Morbius show.
With that being said, thank you for joining us for another Third Quencher. If we lost you in any way, shape, or form due to this, just thank you. Just know that we did it for you so that you didn't have to see it. We told you the story in terrible order because this is what this movie is.
we will
A
see
travesty.
we will gladly see you guys next time where we discuss what's the next superhero character Jared Little will
Oh,
play.
Spider-Man. We're not Spider-Man. Sorry,
Doctor
Sonic.
Strange.
I mean,
Sonic.
he's ruined DC.
He didn't ruin DC.
He ruined a DC.
He helped.
He didn't ruin
Oh, and
DC.
I love the memes. It's like he was in the
The
worst DC movie, now the worst Marvel movie. Image, call him back.
Yeah,
There you go.
call this guy.
Should
Aftershock.
have him be the main villain in the Bloodshot 2.
Yes,
Well,
please.
Jared Leto will return in the year 2025
That's
as
Hellboy.
a XO Man of War.
I'll take it.
Oh my god, that should have been at the end. Jared Leto, not Michael.
Yeah.
Jared Leto will
Yeah,
return.
fuck all these other people. Get Shadow Man in here. Fuck them all up. Fuck
Yeah,
them
fuck
up too.
fuck
Yeah.
him.
All right.
But thank you for
but,
joining
Let's
us.
remake Jonah Hex with him in it.
Please like the video, subscribe, I don't know, watch our other episodes and everything.
Tell
and,
these men that nurse looked like Halle Berry.
And,
Bro, stop.
did you know who Morbius is before this film? Do you care? Tell us how much you don't care.
Felicia.
And yeah, thanks for joining us.
Later,
Fucking
nerds.
nerds. Bye.